Kaotic Radio, because the rest is just a waste of time.
You're listening to the Kaotic Gaming Show on chaoticradio.com.
What's up, Internet? This is the Kind of Gaming Show, coming to you from chaoticradio.com. Or on chaoticradio.com.
From on within.
That's true. That's accurate.
All of that.
Andrew's gone forever. Not really. For like 2 weeks.
Not for, yeah.
He's doing a play, I believe, where he doesn't even have a major role, the motherfucker.
I thought he did have a major role. He was like one of the big bad guys.
Oh, maybe. I think he was saying he's not a main character, though.
I'm not sure.
Well, whatever.
He's enjoying himself.
Yeah. So he's gone, so it's just me and Connor. That's it. Nobody else is in the studio.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Shut up.
That's Giovanni.
Yeah, that's our buddy Giovanni.
It's a me.
Yes. And you go ahead and introduce yourself, Giovanni.
Hello, my name is Giovanni.
What's your blood type?
A positive.
Is that for real?
Yes.
Cool.
I used to donate blood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm never sure which O I am. I always have to check my card.
You're just, oh.
Do you know if you're a universal donor?
No, I'm not.
Then you're not O negative. You're O
not
positive.
Okay, I'm a positive.
Yeah. You have a thing that makes it so that your blood does not go to everyone.
Yeah. And
you can only go to...
And I can only take fucking
you can
O negative and O positive.
Correct.
So that fucking blows.
But you can give to anyone with positive.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah, cool.
I'm also a
good
positive.
Good for y'all.
No, it's good. It makes you a rare type.
Hey, see, that makes us good for apocalypse prepping because we're both O positive.
Yeah, we'll be good for everybody else. But you and I, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. You got more blood than me though, so you're likely gonna be the one.
to be the bloodletter.
Yeah, at least first.
Yeah. I'm like,
if you get fucked up, I'm like, shit, dude, I don't have enough blood for you.
I'm like, what, 4 inches taller than you?
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
You guys are like Doctor and Heavy, just connected, always healing each other.
Medic.
Wait, does Heavy heal?
No.
It's just that it's the pocket medic. You
right.
Yeah. But yeah, well, Heavy gives sandwich.
I don't even like Team Fortress.
You should.
I shouldn't. Do we have the YouTube stream running?
Yes.
Cool.
I think. Cool. Yes.
Just making sure.
Right there. I'm watching. I was like, I think, and then I was like, wait a second. No, I have it open right there.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that silly face you made. How much of a loss it would be for the world to not been able to see it.
Oh yeah. The topic that we wanted to talk about that I wanted to save was since because we were on Metal Gear Solid and you guys were making puns.
Oh yeah, just before the show.
So there is a Metal Gear Solid porn.
Hold on, let's give some context here.
Yeah, you go ahead and start talking about it.
Okay.
And I'll get
so, like we like to just open the show with some video game music of some kind like that, like we've got running in the background right now. So we were asking Giovanni, since he's the guest, what type of music he likes. And after about 27 minutes, Giovanni finally came back to us with some boss music from Metal Gear. I don't know what I didn't play through the game, so I don't know which boss theme this is. What is this, Connor?
This is
it's from Metal Gear Solid
Yell
2.
Dead Cell.
Yeah, that's all the bosses from Metal Gear 2.
Oh, they all have the same music?
They're all from the same unit. It's a Dead Cell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird. Anyway, so this is running, and while we were trying to figure out what song he was talking about, we were like, oh, the one from the porn parody? Metal, what was it?
And you guys were all coming up with just jokes, and I was like, there actually is a Metal Gear Solid parody, and it's called Metal Rear Solid, The Phantom Peen.
That could have gone any way. There's so many ways that could go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, mine was Snake Swallower.
Yeah, that's the one you said.
Mine was a Metal Gear Rock Solid.
There we go.
You know, what's surprising, too, is, like, a lot of times in porn parodies, like, they kind of just, here's what looks like a costume from the game. They went pretty accurate with the costumes. From
yeah? You pulled that up real quick? For research purposes?
I have not actually watched it, but someone shared the trailer for it on Facebook the other day. And yeah, it's Quiet and Boss.
I wonder if that one guy that did the review of the Overwatch.
Oh, if he's done that.
He's done that one.
The one thing that's really shitty about the costume though is like instead of having an actual like red arm thing, he's just wearing like a fight glove.
That's the red solo cups.
Yeah, but as far as the whole, funny if they just solo cupped it.
You seen
up.
that?
I have not.
I think it was that budget or low cost cosplay guy that did it.
Oh yeah, the dude who always just does like really random shitty ones.
Yeah, he just put fucking solo cups on his up his arm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a nifty way to do that.
it is. It's funny. He's got a nice niche going on.
He would be useful at parties. Oh, we ran out of red cups. I got one right here.
Just
It's like half a cup. It's
Half a shot.
yeah, sure.
There you
Fuck
go.
it. Everybody just has to like cradle the cup.
yeah, you just hold it and you drink it like you're drinking from one of those like special leave thingies that
Yeah.
people do.
We Islanders now.
Yeah. So you're sitting there looking at the Overwatch League.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about what's currently going on in Overwatch League.
Oh, it's a fucking Malik Forte, the guy that's usually out on the floor. He's filling in for the usual host on the desk again. This is weird. Usually they get I forget his name, a guy called Golden Boy to fill in. Oh yeah, Total Biscuit died. Forgot about that.
What?
Damn.
Oh, you
I
didn't know?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, earlier today.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Like, it's a shame that Andrew's not here. Andrew loved Total Biscuit.
Yeah. Even they just showed a little thing like a 1984 to 2014,
In memoriam?
2018. He didn't die 4 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's been battling cancer for
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What's his name? Jonathan
a very
Bain,
long time.
something like that.
He's only 33 years old.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, 33. I didn't subscribe to his channel. I didn't watch any of his content, but
Yeah.
I know he was big.
Yeah, Andrew would watch him all the time. He was watching him. John Bain is his name.
Okay, yeah.
Andrew, like, was almost like a daily watcher type person for him. So that's a shame. That's really sad. That's crazy. That's only 33, man. What cancer did he have?
I don't know. I thought you were all versed on this.
No, I knew that he had cancer. I didn't know that he freaking died today. I've been like,
Maybe I'm thinking of Andrew that's just told me the whole fucking story once
yeah,
or twice.
Andrew is the one that
Well, when Andrew gets back, he's gonna have to you're gonna have to talk about that.
to pay
It's
homage.
the
to
story,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he knows yet.
Dang, it's the things
he's
I'm
listening
seeing
to
are
the
like
show,
4
because
Because he's doing the
hours.
show, he probably doesn't know unless he got
Yeah,
the
right.
alert on his
Like it
phone.
says that it was like 4 hours ago that
Yeah.
like all the stuff I'm seeing because I was helping my brother out with some stuff.
Well, by the time word got out.
Yeah,
at
like
least.
I haven't even been on like the internet
Right.
and stuff for a few hours now. That's crazy. Yeah, he had 2.2 million subscribers on his channel. One thing he's known is for having those like insanely long videos when he reviews. He basically just plays and talks about it for like an hour usually. But dang, he's one of the big YouTubers. That's insane.
I've seen people on the Reddit thread talking about how he was super well known in the industry, I guess, for like game development and shit. I guess people really took his word. On the other hand, my buddies were talking about how he was being a shithead during the whole Gamergate thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I guess facing his mortality, he kind of reformed, became a better person. So that's good. At least he wasn't a shithead to the grave.
Damn, I didn't even know that he was being poopy about anything. What was it that he did that you know of?
I guess he was just like making videos about the whole thing and kind of rallying. I don't know exactly. I never even when fucking Gamergate and all that was happening, I was just kind of ignoring it. I got the gist of what was going on, and I was like, "That's fucking stupid. I don't care."
He had bowel cancer, is what it is.
Ow, damn, that's
a
Wow.
sucky one, yeah.
Dang.
Because I know like a lot of YouTubers, they put in their 2 cents, especially if they were related to gaming. Everyone was putting, they chose a side, regarding the whole situation, and I'm guessing he had, he voiced his side as well. So
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was just an opinion thing, but whatever. People have different viewpoints.
Well, that's really sad. I mean, shit. There was who was that? There was the pro gamer that died of cancer recently too, wasn't it?
If you're thinking of Internet Hulk from Overwatch,
Yeah.
he died of heart complications. He had tonsillitis, and when
That's
he went
it's tonsillitis.
the what's it called? Stuff that puts you under.
Anesthesia?
I guess the
Anesthetic?
anesthesia. Yeah, the anesthetic had some sort of adverse,
Wow. Yeah, that's right.
and he fucking died.
That's crazy,
It
man.
was bullshit.
And he was also freaking young.
Yeah, he was 30, I believe.
That's insane. That's sad, man.
Right?
Cancer sucks. Fuck cancer. That's an organization. Donate towards.
Oh, is that an organization?
Fuck
Thought it was just
cancer?
like
Yeah.
a slogan.
Yeah,
Tagline.
Fuck Cancer is an organization. A lot of the Deadpool is like one of the icons for it.
I see.
So, speaking of Deadpool, Deadpool 2 came out last week. Giovanni hasn't seen it, so we won't go into like spoilers or anything.
Giovanni, why have you not seen Deadpool 2?
I haven't had the chance, but I've made a point to
make
go
the
see
chance.
it. I know. I'm gonna see it as soon as possible.
Yeah, do that. Let's go see it after the show.
If it's on, yeah.
It's
I
on,
can't.
like,
I gotta
all
look.
over the place.
I gotta go to bed. I got class at 8 in the morning.
Or you got sleep time.
Yeah, it's interesting. It didn't make as much as the first film for its opening weekend, but
Really?
it still made a lot.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it
Man,
made,
that's crazy because it made more that weekend than Avengers Infinity War did on the same weekend, right?
on that weekend, not opening
Yeah,
weekend.
right.
Yeah, like
But I mean,
Yeah.
with how big Infinity War is, you would guess it's still making a fucking crazy amount of money.
yeah, exactly.
And then the fact that Deadpool 1, or Deadpool 2 didn't even beat Deadpool 1.
Yeah, it's very strange. Let's just put on the Deadpool music.
Oh wait, is he gonna put on DMX?
Don't put on any of the songs from the movie.
Oh, because they're just silly and stuff.
They're a good like surprise, I guess.
That's
You could
true.
always put DMX
Yeah,
from the first one.
yeah, you could do that.
I'm
Or
just gonna give it to him.
what's it called? The Shoop, the Salt and Pepper song.
Oh yeah,
Shoop,
Shoop doo.
shoop, shoop,
shoop the whoop.
Yeah, sure. Ooh. So I was talking about how the LA Gladiators have a fight for the Season 1 Overwatch League playoffs. They're currently sitting at 6th. However, that's because... There we go. The Soul Dynasty has not had a chance to play their games for the week yet, so we'll see. If they get lucky, Gladiators might be able to hold on to this 6th spot or maybe move up. It's volatile. The spots 3 through 6 are pretty not risky, but what's the word? They could go anyway. There's
It's like a coin flip.
there's 6 teams all vying for these spots, and there's only 4 of them.
They're all gunning for it. They all want that spot.
So
They're
it's
all hungry. They
so
got
it's
that.
They got the
nicely
viciousness.
It's nicely competitive. It's not just a one-sided thing of like, oh, these people are fucking smashing and that's it.
Right?
Yeah,
all the
mostly.
teams are hungry.
Other than New York Excelsior, crazy
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're
There.
pretty crazy.
Here, I'll go over the map differentials. From 8th place, the Houston Outlaws are positive 17 in maps. You know, like when you win on Dorado, that's a map.
Oh, so one thing. So I'm trying to find the specific values that were done.
For Deadpool 2.
Yeah, for like opening weekends and everything, and I know it made 125 million like at some point, and some change, you know. But it I know, and then like Deadpool 1 was like 130 million, 133. It was like right around there. So it was like it ended up getting a little less. But one thing is that it's not significantly less, which in comedies is like extremely rare. Which I mean, like Deadpool, you can mostly put into comedy section,
Yeah.
and normally it's like a ridiculously like half, you know, when it comes to a second.
Right.
Now the thing though that I was interested with is that I felt it might be better.
I think it was too.
I actually rewatched 1 yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I got it on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, yeah, I think Deadpool 2 is better. Because now after watching both of them again, it's like Deadpool 1 is still amazing.
Right.
It's fantastic. But yeah, like as far as like consistency of jokes and then just like the caliber and then just how the action, because the action's definitely pumped up a lot in Deadpool 2 compared to 1.
Oh, yeah.
And then the story arc is more dynamic in 2.
Yeah.
So it's all around. It's just like
And there's more character moments.
exactly. So it comes off as just better. It's fantastic. So anyone who's like skeptical, fucking go see it because it's really good.
Yeah, I would say it's better. Like, when it came to the jokes, I feel like there were, maybe it's because I wasn't expecting it, but because like Deadpool 1's jokes hit me like harder at times. Like I definitely laughed harder at the first one, but I think I was laughing more overall at Deadpool 2. It was just more consistent.
I think I was more and louder in 2. Like, specifically, we were speaking about a part. I don't want to do any spoilers. But there was one scene in particular that I was, like, just thinking about the next day. I was, like, doing dishes.
Oh, yeah.
And remembered the scene and just fucking started laughing. And Brenda's like, what happened? I was like, I'm just remembering Deadpool 2. And oh my god, dude, like it was really funny. Like I definitely want to go see it again before it, because especially with the $5 off with their like special movies that they have in the store. With
pick up
the new slipcovers, because it's like you get the movie for $5,
Right.
but then you get $5 off a movie ticket.
And their Blu-rays.
Yeah, and their Blu-rays. So
good
for people who
ones,
don't know, you can right now they relabeled 20th Century Fox classic movies like Fight Club, Office Space, Logan. Like etc.
Well, the Logan's not $5.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No,
Oh, okay. Well, all those other like classic ones, those were all $5, and
there are like 3 of them that aren't because they're
what
still
was the other one I picked? I picked up Office Space, and then Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And
Yeah,
so
the
like, and
classic
what they've
stuff.
done is the slipcover is Deadpool themed, and so it's like Office Space. You know, he's sitting there with all the Post-it notes on him, but then Deadpool's behind him instead of I forgot the actor's name. Giovanni, you can help me there.
Oh, it's the guy who plays Milton, the stapler gang.
Yeah.
Well, no, the guy behind him though.
Oh, is there someone behind him normally?
Yeah, it's Milton. So the have my red stapler. It's usually
Yeah.
that guy, but instead of him, it's Deadpool.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
But I mean,
put
either
them
way, I
in.
think it's still a good deal because you get the $5 off your ticket to purchase. So if you're going to go watch Deadpool 2,
Yeah, if you watch that shit matinee, you
Yeah.
can go see it basically for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
basically
you
free.
can look at it one of 2 ways. Either you got Office Space for free, or you went to see Deadpool 2 again for free.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a nice matinee.
Or at least in our area.
no, I'm totally down to watch it if you want to like redeem your ticket and
Yeah,
you go
right.
you go watch it. We could all go watch it.
We could go watch the movie again. I'm definitely down. Like it's so good. I definitely liked Infinity War, but that's Deadpool 2 is better. if you're sitting there and you're a comic fan that hasn't seen either for some reason, and you're just like, I want to go watch one, and I can only watch one right now. Go see Deadpool 2, because fuck, it's good.
I mean, me as having not seen either film, I think weighing it out, Infinity War looks like there's some heft to it. There's some weight to it. You know, there's like a decade of movies that have been preceding to it.
Yeah.
So if that feels like a task. Like I have to catch up to it. But Deadpool 2 looks like I could just jump right in. I mean, I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
But you know, it seems like I might just jump in and
there's-
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need. There's not such an entry hurdle.
You don't even need the precursor, I feel like, of Deadpool 1 to see it.
It's helpful.
Yeah, it would definitely be helpful, but it's one of those, because the way that the movie plays out.
because they don't bother like giving any exposition as to other characters and whatnot
Yeah.
from the first movie because you don't need to.
Right.
Yeah, and then even in the first movie, it was like you get almost the same amount of who's who in Deadpool 2. It's like, you know, Colossus and I forgot what her name is, but
Oh, Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
yeah, it's like both of them. You see them again, and it's like, hey, here they are, and yeah, I mean, it's you go, and it's like they're X-Men. There you go, and they want Deadpool in the X-Men. Done. Like,
Or at least Colossus does.
yeah, at least Colossus does. But yeah, it's fucking funny. It's so good.
Oh,
I
the
think-
budget, the increased budget is so noticeable.
Right. Yeah, the budget being increased definitely. Like, because that was one thing I noticed too rewatching the first one. It's like there are moments where the CG is just it's almost silly looking, which
Right.
like kind of adds to the idea of Deadpool just being silly.
True.
But then it's like, but then when they upped it in 2, it's like it's just on a whole nother point where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's still funny and stupid, but now it like looks brutal.
Yeah, it doesn't take away
Yeah, exactly.
that the CG looks way better.
Yeah, it's awesome, and hopefully it continues to do well. I mean,
The CG wasn't by any means bad in the first
Oh,
one.
no.
Like the texture on his suit and everything.
well,
was
no,
still-
the texture on his suit is actually it's the suit texture. The only
No,
thing.
but I mean the CG parts when he is animated.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because the only thing that's like CG on his suit is put some movement in the mouth and then his eyes.
Other than in scenes he couldn't do,
like super fireball scenes. Yeah. Those are.
Is that what that's called?
That's what I'm just calling them. Super fireball. It's not like bullet time is a legit term.
Right.
Super fireball, I do not believe is the correct term.
Yeah.
But I think one thing about Infinity War, like Giovanni was saying, it's an investment. If you haven't seen a good chunk of the movies, there's a good chance you'd be lost.
Right.
Like you definitely have had to see Guardians.
Thor Ragnarok.
I didn't see Thor Ragnarok, and I still felt pretty clean with that.
You really didn't feel okay, huh?
Yeah.
There's a lot to do with.
I'd imagine, but yeah, I didn't see Thor Ragnarok, but I didn't feel lost on that. I feel like I would have been lost had I not seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's a big thing because of Thanos, and then you have Gamora.
Like if I hadn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy and I had not read the comics of Guardians of the Galaxy, like if I was just your typical film goer that doesn't necessarily read the comics, I would have been like, who the fuck are these people?
Guardians 1 at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians 2 not so much.
Yeah, even though Guardians 2 was good, so I
enjoyed the second one.
Oh yeah.
But
they were on par.
Yeah, both of those are great movies. I would have been lost without Civil War.
Yeah.
There was a lot in Civil War that like directly went right into this. I have still not seen Spider-Man Homecoming, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
Same. But maybe, I don't know, you didn't feel like you were missing anything from Ragnarok, but
yeah, that's true. But I mean, like you see a lot of like the introduction of Spider-Man and him becoming the protege and all that in Civil War. Like him sitting down on the bed and being like, "Hey, I want you to do this.
Right.
Here's this suit." And it's like they explain Spider-Man a lot in Civil War. So
right, but you don't know you don't know why everything about Thor was the way it was.
They summed up a lot real quickly about there being a war going on, and yeah, I know the thing that helps me though is I know what happens to Thor in comics and shit, and I saw enough of the trailer. Like just watching the trailer for Thor Ragnarok kind of gave me an idea. So like the one thing that I would not have known that would have come off as like, hey, what? But I found out just because of the internet was this eye patch.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that's something
that's in the trailer for Infinity War.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like it's on the cover poster, him with an eye patch. So it's like
what the fuck
I know why. So it's like, but that was from an internet spoiler.
Okay.
So it's like there was so there's a big chunk, and that's probably the most important chunk out of Thor Ragnarok that I saw.
I wouldn't say so.
Not just why his eye is missing, but some other.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're saying other things. Yeah,
like
there's definitely a lot of context that you're missing.
Yeah,
for Thor's situation.
Yeah.
So, but if it seemed fine without it, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, an internet spoiler of like a particular scene, plus the trailer filled me in enough, I think, for Thor.
Right.
Because I was not lost in Infinity War.
Okay.
I feel like I honestly don't think Black Panther was that big of a deal.
No,
for the movie.
Other than.
Because you get a lot of Black Panther stuff in Civil War as well.
Yeah, he's introducing that, and then the whole reason he's
after
against.
seeing Civil War, Black Panther, and this movie, I was like, I don't really see a huge need for Black Panther. There was a part in Black Panther post-credits scene that seemed like it was going to be a big deal, but it wasn't.
Yeah, so that's not significant. I think just knowledge about Black Panther is the only reason you need the movie.
Yeah, it's like... because they don't make use of vibranium necessarily.
No, but it would explain.
Yeah, it's like
how things are happening.
You definitely should see Black Panther just because it's worth watching, in my opinion. I thought it was good. So
I haven't seen it.
But as far as but that's like where we're getting at too is like compared to Deadpool. Deadpool was totally watchable. Like
Deadpool's great.
You could just be some guy who's like, I want to watch a movie, and then go see Deadpool 2.
The thing is,
have fun.
If you are invested in the MCU and everything, it's the payoff it needed to be.
It's definitely it's totally good on that point, and it's a good movie. Like I'm not saying it's bad.
I would actually be hard pressed to decide which one to see. Like I would want to see Deadpool more.
If you had already seen, but that's the thing is if you've already seen all those Marvel movies, you more than likely saw Infinity War like during the opening week.
No, yeah, but say I was Giovanni right now, and I hadn't seen either of them. I would be stuck because like I would
Oh,
want to see.
I
I would
see.
want to see Deadpool more because I've.
That's what I was telling him
interested.
too. Because like the biggest thing about Infinity War that blew my mind is they had 40-something characters and it wasn't a clusterfuck.
Right.
And I was like that
Because the past like fucking dozen movies have been all the exposition.
Yeah, and it's like that in of itself is like a film achievement.
Yeah.
Just having that many characters and not being like, what the actual fuck is happening?
Right. But again, it's only because of all
Because
the
of
other
all the
movies that you
background.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like
If a movie did that,
if you
from
had not seen
scratch-
Doctor Strange, that's a big one.
oh yeah, you'd be
Like
fucked.
if you had not seen Doctor Strange at all, Infinity War would be like, what is the fuck is going on? Like you wouldn't know like jack shit about like half the stuff that happened in Infinity War.
right.
Like that one is surprising how much from Doctor Strange is in Infinity War. I feel like because some of like the major context and plot points revolved around what happened in Doctor Strange because he's
Right.
like his whole arc and everything is not mentioned in the other movies.
No, yeah, but when you think about like how the entirety of Doctor Strange revolves around a fucking Infinity Stone, it's kind of not surprising.
Yeah, but I was just like, but then how he interacts with the movie itself, like he was a big part
Yeah.
in Infinity War. So it's like if you had not seen Doctor Strange, that's one like you need to see Doctor Strange, you need to see Civil War, and you need to see Guardians.
At least.
Yeah, it's like if you have been dead to the movie scene and have not seen like any Marvel films, fucking an Iron Man 2.
Is 2 the one?
2 is the one where he makes the
Okay,
fucking element.
yeah.
Yeah. This is like spoilers alert for a movie that's like 8 years old.
That was in 2?
Fucking
I know that's the one with Sam Rockwell.
Iron Man 2. It
Yeah.
was in 2008.
It's the one with
2009.
I remember that. What, Mickey Rourke when he had the
yeah,
the
Mickey
whip.
Rourke
Yeah.
was in there with his whiplash.
I remember when that came out.
Yeah, that one is actually important.
3 is only like it's just like Black Panther. It's like you know what Sony's shit is because of 3.
Well, they applied like what happened in 3 was in Civil War.
Oh, that's true too, huh? Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get all that from Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Civil War because you need to know why shit's fucked.
Shit mixed.
I mean, to get through it, what the main Avenger movies, Civil War.
Oh, fuck the other
Doctor
Avenger
Strange.
movies. They're hardly okay. I guess you need 2 because
I
of
mean, it's leading to it.
Vision.
Yeah, like you hardly need one because Loki at this point is a good guy. So
Yeah, the first Avengers movie is largely irrelevant. It's shitty.
So what? Ultron?
Yeah, you need Ultron, not for
Civil
Ultron,
War.
but for
not
Vision.
not for Ultron. Yeah.
No, for like let's say what movies do we need for
Infinity War.
Infinity War?
Yeah,
It would
you
be
need,
what,
you
Ultron,
Need, you need Age of Ultron.
Civil War,
You need Civil War. You need
Strange,
Doctor Strange, definitely.
Ragnarok.
I would say so.
Yeah,
least the first
I would
Guardians.
say just throw it in there. Like like I said, the scene I saw on the internet.
Yeah, the first Guardians is mandatory
I'm gonna avoid spoilers for Thor Ragnarok because it's
because
still
that's
new.
still pretty recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Thor Ragnarok's mandatory. What else? We already got Doctor
Guardians
Strange.
2 kinda,
Not really.
but like to a degree. There's
I mean, but it's not so much that like you couldn't get it from the exposition in Infinity
you'd
War.
be weirded out that Nebula is like hanging with them though. And then it would be weird that, I mean, that's fine to say in because that's in 2, and 2 is almost a year old.
I don't know how much. Well, yeah, you've seen.
He's seen Guardians 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I love Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which ones haven't you seen? Is it only
I can-
Black Panther and Infinity
No,
War?
the ones I have not seen. The Dark World,
Thor: Dark World. That's irrelevant.
Ragnarok,
And then
Ragnarok is relevant.
Black Panther, Homecoming,
Black
Homecoming's
Panther
irrelevant.
is
Ant-Man.
is arguable. I would put an asterisk at Black Panther. There's details, but not.
Yeah, it's just helpful.
Yeah.
That's not mandatory.
Ant-Man, but
That
one doesn't seem
Ant-Man
like
is
it's a big thing.
not in this movie.
Yeah. Ant-Man's relevant. Okay.
Those are the only ones I haven't
so
seen.
you just need to see Ragnarok and
yeah, in order to feel comfortable enough to go watch the Infinity War one. Yeah,
yeah.
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 So
It looks good though.
Ragnarok. Or
Yeah, I like the
Infinity
soundtrack.
War? Yeah, it's funny. I wouldn't say it's a good movie particularly, but it has information, I guess.
what were you guys comparing it to before? You were saying like it's basically the same movie. Were you saying
Black
like
Panther.
Black Panther and Ragnarok are like the same movie?
They're the same fucking
And Andrew
movie.
was like, I didn't like Ragnarok, and he was like, but I love Black Panther, and he's like, they're the same movie. That's funny.
They are
It's
like more so than the rest of the MCU films.
Oh yeah,
Same fucking movie.
like the plot line, everything.
Oh,
just
yeah.
all about it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's funny. I really want to see, like, I don't like why I didn't see Homecoming, like when it came out is I forgot why. Something happened, but I was like, actually, like, I really like Spider-Man. So
I do too, and that's why I didn't see Homecoming, is because it's not fucking in any way other than being named Peter Parker. It takes like nothing from Spider-Man stories.
it's its own story.
It's
so.
completely made up.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Spider-Man himself is like really well done,
Oh, like visually and
visually, characteristically, and
yeah, but he's not special for his quips and everything because of the stupid ass MCU. Also, the only way they made him special is like, oh, he's a young guy. He's
because
Tony
everyone's
Stark.
quippy in the MCU
Yeah,
is what you mean.
exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand out at all, I'd say.
That is an interesting point that I guess would make sense, but at the same time, they did a really good job with making him stand out. Like the fact that he actually is really strong. Like in Civil War, like when I was watching, it's like, oh, cool. Spider-Man is like legitimately strong and he's all there.
Yeah.
And it's like that's one thing that I was like kind of worried about, that they would just like,
Civil War happened before Homecoming, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was worried that they would power creep him though. Like with everyone else,
Uh-huh.
where it's like, yeah, he's strong, but he's not like Captain America strong.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, no, like Spider-Man's stronger than Captain America. He's got like, dude can like stop a train and easily, stuff like that. So
They're similar.
yeah, well, I mean, like,
I wouldn't necessarily say he's stronger.
he's the fact that has more movement, I would say.
Yeah.
adds to
Flexible, nimble.
yeah, the nimbleness and his abilities to just like move around and add his webs to his strength.
Yeah, he's definitely more powerful.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Powerful, like he's more powerful than Cap, but Cap's usually got the smarts on him and can.
Right. Yeah, he's more tactical. He's I think he's physically a bit stronger.
Yeah, as far as comics go, Captain America has usually been able to pretty much outsmart everyone.
Mm-hmm. Which you wouldn't guess based on the fucking MCU.
Yeah, I got that is something about.
He's just a heartfelt American.
Yeah, it's like they show that he's got a lot of courage and all that. They don't really harp on how intelligent he is though.
Yeah, not really.
In the MCU. So that's an interesting one.
It's like he does like seem to like know the answers, sorta.
Yeah,
When
his
he's not
his
being-
hunches are solid.
Yeah, when he's not being a jackass.
Yeah, that's surprising is that the Captain America 1, great film, but it doesn't tie in so much to Infinity War a whole lot. I mean, aside from like,
Yeah,
actually, the thing that comes from Captain America 1 that's in Infinity War is like comes out of left field like a motherfucker.
True.
So, that brings me to a talking point is, Giovanni, what do you think about film these days? Because you're a big film buff, and you could like name like every major director and like actor in like the past 50 to 100 years. Yeah, like
Just making a face like, what are you talking about?
seriously, every time someone has brought up like a film or whatever, Giovanni is just like, oh yeah, directed by so and so and produced that was Matthew McConaughey's first film, and it's like,
What if he's just been bullshitting you the whole time?
you fucking you play like what's that fucking game where like it's Trivial Pursuit, and this motherfucker got like every answer right when it came to the film category.
It's funny.
And I watch maybe just saying bullshit like, oh, no one's calling me out.
Yeah.
All these years, I got away with it.
Yeah, but you get the answers right. Like there was scores kept, and you were getting everything.
yeah.
It was like, it's insane.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I think I think movies are, they're flowing. They're going through a lot of blockbusters, especially with Disney and owning Marvel and Star Wars. So it's like every year we're getting 3, 4, 5, big loud movies.
It's funny that you bring up Star Wars because I feel like, okay, the prequels weren't great.
Right.
I
course not.
almost say they're not even good.
They
They're
have
okay.
flaws.
I liked 3.
Uh,
I'd have to rewatch.
There's
to
a lot
really
of
evaluate if it's
3 is
good.
very soap opera-y,
Yeah,
and that's my
but
big.
that doesn't make it bad. That just
It's so boring to watch the reverse shot back and forth, and then people talking about things that they did that were cool, but not doing them on screen was grueling.
It's not visually pleasing, even though it's a CGI, and it's just kind of like.
Yeah, I mean 3 is like
Because I don't know, because I can remember so many scenes from 3 that I'm just like, oh, fuck yeah, about.
You're just like, oh, yeet.
When they were swinging the blades at each other.
Yeah, that part. Oh, that part made me so hard.
When General Grievous became a fucking buzzsaw.
Yeah. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, I guess, like, if you're talking about just sheer neat factor, yeah, they're good in that sense. Well, not 2, but two is two's weird, man.
Yeah.
But number 1 at least has that pod race. That's fucking rad.
The Darth Maul, the Duel of Fates.
Yeah, the fucking epic soundtrack.
Yeah.
Then they had the shootout with the Naboo starfighters.
Yeah, it's like
That's.
I liked it.
If you took away Anakin's dialogue in that part, it'd probably be
they're
pretty
like
good.
as far as a script goes, it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
It, like all, yeah, like
I don't understand why people are always so shitty about the midichlorians.
I don't think that's necessarily a big deal. I don't
Me
give a shit.
neither.
The only thing that makes it
It's like it's not necessary. You didn't need to add an explanation for the Force.
The only
but-
thing, the thing that a lot of fans were like huff ho about was it seemed like in the original trilogy, like, okay, yeah, Darth Vader is fucking Luke's dad and everything, so it's like, yeah, he's totally a Jedi, son and everything. But the way that it was like kind of seemed was that anyone can use the Force and like anyone can train and do all this stuff, and
If they believe in
if
it.
they like devout themselves to being a Jedi and all that. And then it like they even like hinted at that it was like, fucking because Han Solo did X, the Force kept him strong and stuff like that. And then a lot of things that fans hated about midichlorians was like, no, if you don't have these in your blood, you ain't a Jedi, you ain't Force sensitive, nothing. You're just fucking you. And it's like there's no pain. So that's what got a lot of people on the whole midichlorians thing. I didn't really have a problem with that.
It seems to me more like it's like you can't harness the Force yourself if you don't have a high midichlorian count. The Force is still present for everyone, no matter what their blood is like.
But it's like it's like you couldn't become a Jedi if you didn't have midichlorians. It's
Right.
Like, so that's like it's like I get why people are like annoyed with it, because at first it seemed like if you dedicated your life to the fucking Jedi cause, you could become a Jedi.
That's never like expressly.
Yeah, it's not
conveyed or
expressly there,
anything.
but like it just seems a little bit like that, like because it's like when Yoda's doing the whole teaching Luke, he never once says anything like, "Oh, it's because you're a Jedi by blood. Like you have the potential to be a Jedi." He makes it sound like everyone can do it if they accept the Force, and everyone the way the whole description goes out, and it's like really magical. Like it's around us, it's in you, it's in everything. It's like, oh, then everyone should, so that's why
It's super vague. It's all super vague.
It's vague to the point though where it's a good vague.
Yeah.
And then just flat out saying it is kind of like, oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it was unnecessary.
Yeah, and
clarification,
it just
but-
kills a little bit of the magic.
Eh.
That's what it is.
I mean,
man.
for me, the original trilogy felt like it was like a religion almost, like
Right.
like a monk.
Yeah.
They devoted
shit, it
their
still
time.
feels like
and,
that.
Yeah, like they went and they devoted themselves like a monk, and then they harnessed the Force like if it was Nirvana, like finding Nirvana.
Yeah, or
Right.
key like that in real life monks. It's like if you there's a whole like religion practice. I don't know what you want to call it. Of,
Like a belief.
of harnessing your key, and like people have done stuff like take 5 punches from like really strong people to the throat, and it's like it does nothing to them, and
they
like
trained and
break
meditated.
baseball bats over their fucking back, and it's like nothing fucking happened to him because he's harnessed his key.
Or lit yourself on fucking fire.
Oh, that guy died.
Well, yeah, but he didn't scream or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
That motherfucker. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was insane. That's an insane moment in history that actually happened. That just seems like that was real.
Yeah.
Like to us today,
And he
having
just
not
sat
lived
there
through it.
calmly
Yeah.
as he fucking burned to death. Holy shit.
But as far as the new Star Wars movie, like I was gonna say, like we were talking. Now we've gone on about how the prequels were.
Yeah.
I don't like the new ones.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I still haven't seen episode 8.
I only saw Force Awakens, and that's
Same.
it. Yeah.
yeah, like Force Awakens.
I wasn't thrilled.
It was the same movie as
Exactly.
but not good, as good. It was like take what like the general idea, and then like put it over again, but don't do it as good.
It was 100% nostalgia.
Yeah, and then it's like the effects were cool, so
Yeah.
there's that. Like,
Sure.
Like, but like we were talking about, with 3,
Uh-huh.
episode 3. It's like, yeah, the visuals are cool. There's a lot of like neat fight things and just cool shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool shit. There was a cool shit in The Last Jedi, but it was like
I don't even put it on the same level.
no. There's a there was like one specific scene that was like pretty fucking.
Oh, sorry,
cool.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last Jedi.
My bad.
There was a pretty fucking cool scene in Last Jedi that was like that was cool.
I'm gonna see
but
it.
the movie itself is like I put it like I know you have a different opinion of Rogue One. I don't like Rogue One almost at all.
Right.
There are some cinematic moments that are pretty nice, like camera angles and whatnot.
Yeah, it looks fucking gorgeous.
But like storyline, all that, like I don't want to get into the whole thing about it. But I was like Rogue One plus Last Jedi, like has almost made me not a Star Wars fan.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to see Solo because I didn't really like Force Awakens, but I did like Rogue One quite a bit. So it's like
the pre-reviews on Solo were terrible. If I last saw.
Oh, were they? Yikes.
I think so, but I don't know how I'm okay. IMDb right now is at 6.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is at 69.
So it's not doing great, but it's
these are pre-release things. So
not an entire flop. But
yeah,
not doing great.
Oh, it's coming out tomorrow.
Ooh.
I didn't realize that. Well, tonight technically.
Well, yeah.
But
should have known because of how much of the marketing is done. Like,
yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm not hyped about it at all.
Yeah, I'm conflicted.
Rogue One and Last Jedi were like so bad to me that I had to go back and watch the original trilogy. I'm like, I'm not just nostalgic, right? I'm like, those were good movies. I watched them like, yeah, they are, okay. Like, I'm just sitting there like, they fucking made me like question if Star Wars has ever been good. Like, that's how bad those were to me. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit about anything coming out that's Star Wars movie related.
Did you see Rogue One, Giovanni?
Nope.
No?
I skipped Rogue One and Last Jedi. Probably skipping Solo.
I thought you did see Rogue One.
No.
Oh, interesting.
I only saw Force Awakens.
It's I think it's still on Netflix.
Yeah.
If you want to.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it eventually.
I thought it was funny when Nate watched Rogue One. He's like, "Well, they tried." That was what he said after the movie was concluded. He's like, "They tried." He's like, "It was a weird one." So, but yeah,
What are we listening to right now?
this is
I just became aware of
This
it.
is still the Avengers soundtrack.
Oh, weird.
This is just Infinity War. This is probably a moment where things happen.
Probably. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say things are definitely happening while this song is playing.
We'll skip that ambient spooky music.
Oh, it was fine by me.
Oh,
I just
well.
became aware of it is all.
And I got like, it kind of got spooky there. I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
it was like, oh, we listened to some fucking Ridley Scott type shit. Now this is like Deus Ex music.
It's like a trailer.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing though, like with film in general right now, because film seems to be all franchise at the moment.
Franchise, or they're trying to build towards a franchise, like The Mummy.
Well,
Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, there's a parallel. A24, the independent, publisher, they publish a bunch of indie films. They've been putting out pretty solid gold.
Well, indie films have always been their own. Like,
No, but I mean they've really come like they're getting like major theater releases because A24 is picking up these movies
that's a good point.
and really exposing them.
Yeah, but like as far as you say, like independent films though, it's like independent
'cause
films.
those are people that are trying.
Those
to
are
make
people
it.
trying to make art. But like as far as big budget studio goes,
Right.
it's like we're getting sequel, or trying to make a series, like
Reboot.
he said with Mummy. Like Mummy wasn't even like it wasn't technically a reboot of the old thing either. It just happened to be Mummy, and they went with the name, and it was like it has no relation to the other Mummy movie. I didn't see that. I've heard it's fucking dookie. Like
Yeah.
Good way to put it. That's
yeah,
funny.
I've heard it's just really, really like not worth even thinking about. Because you know what's funny too is when they made the new Mummy movie, they were making it with the intent of making some big fucking Avengers blockbuster.
The Dark Universe.
Yeah, like, and that's what people like. A lot of critics are saying it's like, yeah, well, you kind of jumped the gun because the fucking Avengers has all these years behind it of all this like. Here's a movie per character, and it's like, you know, individual movies are kind of like whatever, but then like when they usually have the collections. Except I didn't like Age of Ultron. Andrew says he loves it, but
Yeah, I didn't think it was
wasn't-
a very good movie at all.
yeah, I wasn't super into it. But yeah, aside from the point, I think it's interesting because there's not a whole lot of originality going on with big movies right now.
Right.
And that I think is like upsetting in a way.
Yeah, everything's an adaptation or a reboot.
Yeah, it's like some of the biggest movies, like Mad Max. It's like, okay, yeah, there were 3 of them.
Yeah.
It's like
that has been done,
yeah,
my friend.
it's like Mad Max is a character with a following and like lore and just rolled with it, even though it's its own story and it's of itself. But
Yeah. What's an original film lately? Get Out.
Shape of Water was a newer film, but at the same time, it used so many aspects of other films. Yeah, is a weird one.
Was Get Out A24? Was Get Out A24?
I don't think so.
A24 has been doing a lot of good ones.
Yeah, they're on the ball with that shit. The only funny thing is their first movie, Spring Breakers.
Oh, I like that one.
That movie's terrible.
I love that movie. I love the soundtrack by Skrillex and Cliff
Yeah.
Martinez.
It's so bad. Where fucking James Franco plays Riff Raff, basically.
Scarface on repeat. I got my sun tannin oil.
The
Look at
production
all my
company,
shit.
Look at all my
production companies for Get Out were Blumhouse Productions, Monkey Paw Productions, and QC Entertainment.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it wasn't A24 on
And
that
it was
one.
Universal Pictures was the distribution company.
Oh, there we go. A24 did a Green Room. Did you see that one?
I love Green
That
Room.
movie's good.
That one's great
That's
with Patrick
fucking
Stewart.
good. Yeah. Oh man. And Anton Yelchin, who fucking got pinned against his own mailbox by his own car.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Holy fuck. That dude was young.
Damn.
Yeah.
A24. What was Annihilation A24? The one
think
with
so,
Natalie
yeah.
Portman, where they
Yeah.
go into the
I think
zone.
so. I wanted to see it like a
Yeah.
motherfucker, but I never did.
I saw it. It was interesting.
Did they do A Quiet Place? Oh, Quiet Place is original.
Oh, I
John
like A Quiet
Krasinski.
Place. Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but
it's good.
I've heard it's good.
It's good. It's
I
worth
trust
a
John
watch.
Krasinski.
Yeah. Jim from The Office.
Yeah, he was one of the best parts of The Office. So
Yeah, right.
you trust that. You trust that, man. Oh, but then again, what was it? Zero Dark 30? Him and the
I
guy
did
that
not
played
like-
Roy in The Office.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not. But then he didn't write that. He was just the lead.
He was just there.
Yeah.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina's good.
Yeah, I like that
Was
one.
that A24?
I think it is. Yeah.
You know, that brings me up as far as another franchise that was just, rebooted. It was Ghost in the Shell, and I haven't seen it, but I've heard not great
Well,
things.
adapted at least, not rebooted. But
Yeah, rebooted, adapted. But my point is not an original
Right.
idea thing.
Yeah.
So much so that it has an entire animation series, and it has a film. It's an animated film, but it's an actual film nonetheless.
Oh, is that the Disaster Artist?
Yeah, they did the Disaster
Oh, yeah.
Artist. A24 did that.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. And I'm
It's
that
good.
was one I
It's
wanted
funny.
to go see in theaters.
Yeah, it's
but
funny.
Fucking,
They did do Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Oh, they did the Vivitch.
Oh, I like that one.
Is it? Did you?
Yeah, the
I've
one
heard-
with
I've
the
heard
one
it
with
was not
the goat. Yeah, no, it's a slow burn, but it's interesting. I think they also did what is it?
I was like, there's two things with Giovanni. He's a huge film buff. He loves like fantastic films, but he also loves like those random like run of the mill grindhouse like really low budget production fucking. I'm like not knocking you. It's just really funny like fucking Italian Spider-Man and shit.
Oh, I love Italian Spider-Man.
What the fuck? Giovanni, have you seen Rubber?
I love Rubber.
I love
Oh
the
my
fuck out of that
God.
movie.
The soundtrack is great.
Yeah.
I keep
From
hearing
Mr.
it.
Wazoo?
Cody always talks about it. I still haven't seen it.
Do you think it's actually a good movie?
No.
No?
No.
Hold on.
Oh.
I kind of think it is, dude. Because it's deep. It's actually
It's a
pretty fucking
deconstruction.
deep.
I love the beginning where just the chairs. With the intro where the car's just driving by the chairs.
It's so fucking artistic,
Yeah,
actually. It looks stupid as fuck. You
I-
like if you just watch this movie and you're not thinking about it, you're just watching it. It's like, oh, that was fucking dumb and a waste of time. But if you think about the movie like at all, you go down a fucking rabbit hole of like,
Right.
oh wow, that movie had a point.
Like great song. I really like it, but I would be very hesitant on recommending it to people because I don't think they'd have the patience for it.
I do it because I want to see how people gauge movies.
how they
Because
react.
if I show you Rubber and you're like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, oh, you're not a very reflective person. huh?
Right. No, I like it, especially the ending with when they all turn and they start, gliding along. I don't know if I'm not allowed to spoil it.
Yeah, don't say
But,
anything. I
yeah.
want Connor to see it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I definitely will see it at some
It's-
point.
it's worth a
my
watch.
friend selection.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's almost like a lesson more than it is a movie.
Kind of makes you think. You're like, oh, okay.
Moral of a story and
It's
everything.
just a concept. Yeah.
That's funny. This is the rubber sound.
I would like to see more movies
Yeah.
like that. More movies like that.
Who the fuck did Rubber? I'm actually just curious about that now.
Because Mr. Oiseau, he directed it.
I'm not mistaken, right? Rubber is the one with the tire that goes around and does tire things with into people's faces and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What were you saying to me? Wazo?
Yeah, it's an artist. He's a DJ.
His name is Wazo?
Yeah, oh, that's his DJ name.
Ah, okay, because he's like Gaspard.
Guess something.
Quentin Depeau is director. Steven Spinella is in there.
Oh, he's the guy from the band Justice.
Oh shit! Justice is I love Justice.
Oh, they're good with Cross.
We'll play some Justice. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, it's that's it, Mr. Oizo.
Mr. Oizo. 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 It's French.
I could not figure out how the fuck it was supposed to be. Like,
Oizo.
Oh, Oizo. Yeah. Oh, that's what I said. Oizo.
Or Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Well, we got about 4 or so minutes. So.
I was trying to actually figure out who the fuck distributed. Oh, it's
Who
in the
distributed?
U.S. Magnet releasing in France.
Magnet.
UFO distribution.
Magnet. Okay. They did some indie
That
ones.
sounds
too.
like the beat to fucking Neo Geo. Doesn't it?
A little bit.
A lot of it. Not anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
But that little bit with the violin or the pads, I guess they would be, because they're probably synth. Geez, dude, it's like you could read the film synopsis and that still wouldn't even like tell you what the movie was actually about. I harp on this movie too much.
No, it's a good one.
See, but when I asked if you think it's good, you were like, no.
I don't know. It's not bad. I'm not gonna say it's a bad film, but
Right.
you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's the best film ever.
It's perplexing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
It's conflicting, but no, it's a fun watch.
Meanwhile, I think fucking Captain America 2 is just not a good movie.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Fuck that movie. Nothing happens in it.
I enjoyed it, but
It's just here's Bucky. Bucky
Yeah.
is a superhero person, superhuman, I should say.
Oh shit! All the people were Hydra. All of them.
all the time.
All the.
So that actually reminds me. Fucking, did you ever play the Super Nintendo Avengers games?
No.
No.
Those were pretty interesting because they not only just had, you know, like a lot of times back then when you played the games, the characters would just be kind of the same character but different, like skin. One thing that was cool about on the Super Nintendo version, it was like Captain America actually had like shield throw and dodge roll and all this stuff. I'm just thinking about it now, like just thinking about VG games, and I want them to make a game about modern Avengers. But so, like we had, what was that one that was originally on Xbox 360? Ultimate Alliance.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, that was cool. But it's like they
wasn't
haven't.
wasn't it originally on 360?
I
thought
remember,
that came out on GameCube.
I don't think so.
Maybe it was multi-platform.
I don't know, but I remember it being on 360. They were like bundling it with consoles and stuff. But they haven't done like a solid Avengers game meant for like high.
I think I'm thinking of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was definitely on like the PS2 era.
Yeah, that was.
But yeah, it's like they haven't made an Avengers video game for like they've made like Disney Infinity ones.
Yeah.
But they haven't made
Which
a
is
mainline
really
game, which that just seems so weird.
Well, they're probably like they're trying to make money. They don't want to make a failure game because that's not going to make money for them.
Yeah, hopefully the Spider-Man game coming out in September.
Yeah, because
Is-
that has nothing to do with the MCU. That's an original, which I appreciate because it's like upfront, like this is original. They're not trying to like mash it into anything. Well, maybe it's just the suit. See, but I don't know. I'll have to like look into it. I don't want to play it really personally because I'm just not into it, into that kind of game. But I will want to look into the story and see if it's like, because they might just be like, oh yeah, this is just like another fucking Spider-Verse.
I'm thinking that they'll do something like that. It's just going to be its own story, everything all by itself, and just
Speaking of Spider-Verse, that would be a nifty way for MCU to go. Is tackle large arcs like Spider-Verse and fucking eventually Civil War 2.
Aren't they doing a CGI animated
Spider-Verse
Spider-Man?
movie?
Yeah.
Which I
Cool.
may or may not want to see.
Be fun. Well, that is the first half of the Kind of Gaming Show. We are going to take a quick break and we will be back. So there's going to be some ads for you if you're listening on the app. And if you're on YouTube, well, I'll just have music playing for you and we'll be back.
You can watch the empty room.
Yeah.
One more time. One more time. I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate, don't wait too late.
You know this guy's dead? You know this guy's dead?
No way.
The guy that sang this? Yeah.
Oh,
You can't stop.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We're gonna celebrate.
30 seconds of silence.
It's raw. It's uncensored. It's live 24/7. It's chaoticradio.com.
Hey, I am Magikarp Usefly, and you are listening to the kind of gaming shit. Fuck, I fucked up.
That just cuts off like right there.
Is that
And that's Overwatch.
right? Is that song attached to the soundbite?
Yes.
Ah, that's a little odd, but okay.
We have to fix that. Andrew put it in that way
Uh-huh.
because it's like a music that he goes in and out with, I guess.
Ah, I see.
And then so it just attached it.
Should we
But
even be using that?
Should always extend it and then smooth it out so it's a gradual fade.
That's why he doesn't. That's why he doesn't reply to Andrew's emails anymore.
I didn't realize that it was fucking cuts like that. I knew that it has the song. I thought it would actually just play and then
Yeah.
But no, it's just like no more. So now, what games have you guys been playing?
Oh, you know what I've been playing.
What?
Giovanni, how about you, man?
I've been playing some Witcher 3.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been playing Witcher 3 as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
you guys
Yeah.
should kiss.
I know. Wow.
But
This glass there didn't reach
yeah,
it.
this glass.
Oh, damn it.
That's why I did it in the microphone so that it got into your ears.
Uh-huh.
But so the reason why I'm playing Witcher 3 is because it's been a while since I first played it, and I actually never fully finished it because my save got wiped when I was like 40 hours into the game.
That's unfortunate.
So I am finally playing it like through again, and it's been long enough that now like going through the beginning part feels still decently fresh. It's like, okay, I remember this, but I don't remember this exactly, you know. So it's
Are you
pretty
playing
cool.
with DLC? Like, is it changed on you?
I don't have the Blood and Wine or the other DLC, Heart of Stone or something like that.
Okay.
But I have the free DLC that they gave out, which so like Yennefer has a different costume and Ciri and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
How are you liking it? It's your first time playing it, right?
Yeah, it's my first run through. Right now, I'm just kind of getting a good grip on it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not used to playing games of that kind, but it looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
It looks really good. I'm just kind of fascinated on, like, I'm running around fighting like these demon monsters.
So you went in blind on it.
Yeah. Fantasy game. I'm totally new to me, so it's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
because you're not like a gigantic gamer.
Yeah, no, not a big modern.
And
game.
so have you played very many like fantasy adventure games like Elder Scrolls, Dark Souls, any of that?
No, none of those.
Yeah, so this is like that's a solid way to go in. At the same time, you set yourself up for disappointment with like everything else because Witcher 3 is like in that upper echelon of good
It's
games.
top tier.
Yeah, like you're starting out right up in the tippy toppy area.
Oh wow.
So I haven't fully played. I've scraped Dark Souls. So I hear from Miguel it's decent.
It's the best game. That's not a joke.
Yeah, Miguel is under the impression that Dark Souls is the best game ever.
The first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't Demon Souls the first one?
Not the first Dark Souls game. It is
Oh.
the first.
It's
Soulsborne.
the spiritual first
Successor,
game
yes.
in the series.
Oh, I
yeah.
see.
But it's because that's why it has a different moniker. It's Demon Souls, and then there's Dark Souls 1, 2, and
Sony
3.
owns Demon Souls.
Oh.
So they made a.
Dark
And they
Souls
never
for
made a Demon
Yeah.
Souls 2.
Nope.
Wasn't there there were rumors that they were thinking about doing it and whatnot.
I don't know.
Like there was like some
Maybe that was Dark Souls.
It was like there might be demons. No, this was
Oh, you mean after?
yeah. This was like recent, like after in like the past
um,
like year or so. There was like Demon Souls might come back.
Isn't Bloodborne an exclusive?
Yeah.
So that's another.
That's
Sony
another
game.
So
game that's
they
by-
could do a Demon Souls.
They could do
I
a Demon
believe-
Bloodborne.
I just heard from a friend that they're doing Bloodborne 2. I haven't seen anything about that. I don't know what truth there is to that. Demonborn, yeah. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Blood.
Just as a word.
Blood Souls.
That doesn't sound nearly as cool.
Demonborn. Blood Souls Avengers.
What?
Yeah, just start adding all this stuff in there.
What is this, Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Turbo.
Demonborn. Dark Blood Souls.
Jesus Christ. That reminds me of the DLC for Dead Rising 4.
Oh, yeah, they added on this, like, ultra, mega, super duper, like, fantastic EX.
Hyper. Yeah, all the Street Fighter
Third Strike.
ones.
Yeah. That was fun.
Super fucking funny. Good on Capcom to point the finger at themselves.
Man, you know, thing about CD Projekt Red, there's was it Cyberpunk? What was it called?
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, that's still not ready.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah,
They made Witcher 3 in that time, so it's not like they're not doing shit.
Yeah, that man, like we had that dope trailer. Oh wait,
Huh? New trailers?
what is this? Soapbox. Cyberpunk 27 could quite easily dominate E3 2018. Wait, is it? Have we had some rumor mills going along?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, see, like one thing that's you call it a rumor, but it's a pretty big rumor, is the Nintendo 64 Classic. Yesterday, we had patents filed.
Ah.
Yeah.
But that means they probably won't have anything yet.
Trademarks, logos, all that. Well, no, that's the thing. Is that a lot of times they build it, like, because the same thing happened with the Super Nintendo Classic.
What?
Is that the stuff was filed, and then it was like 3 months later it all came out.
Right, but I mean for E3, you have to file.
Oh,
the
they
patents were just-
didn't talk about the Super Nintendo Classic at all at E3.
True, I'm
And
just
then-
saying, like that's not gonna, because we were talking about dominating E3. I thought you were offering this as a
Oh
counterpoint.
no, I was just talking about like rumors.
Oh, okay.
That was the dominating E3. That's the name of this article. I just typed in Cyberpunk 2077 to see if there was any new information on it, and this article says easily dominate E3, and I'm like, hey, does that mean that there's been some like word out on it?
Or is it just this one
Is that-
article speculation?
Yeah, is this one article just like,
if
fuck,
Cyberpunk were announced, it would be the hype,
Yeah.
the hypest.
Exactly.
Some more development on Anthem would be nice.
I feel like Anthem is definitely going to have.
It's got to because it's coming out in a year.
Yeah, they did confirm 2019.
It was late this year and then got pushed to spring 2019.
Oh, okay, so there was a
I think
delay.
first quarter.
I didn't know if there was a delay or not. I was like, I thought it was coming out this year, but
Yeah. Although it's all just expected because like they were just like, oh yeah, fucking fourth quarter of 2018 or whatever, and then they were like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Or definitely not. No, that's not fucking happening.
That one I feel like is going to be talked about a lot. If not, well, I feel like it's going to be either their most like here's our feature for EA,
definitely,
or their second most because Battlefield 5 was announced.
True. I think that'll take backseat though.
You think so?
Because it had its own announcement already.
Yeah, that's right. They pre-announced it. They didn't save it for E3.
Yeah, it was like an appetizer.
Which so I watched. You watched the trailer, right?
I did not.
Okay. Do yourself a favor and like I guess see the visuals there if you want. You can just pop it up there.
Hold that up.
Because so like the thing I want to point out is when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh goddamn. Like the graphics, I mean, yeah, it's DICE.
Yeah, of course
they
it's
always
gonna
do
be, oh,
amazing.
goddamn.
Yeah, it's an oh goddamn. It looks like they put gameplay in it in the trailer because they have the blips and like the arrows and all that. It looks like they're showing gameplay in this trailer.
Right.
It could be that they were like doing the whole simulated thing. I don't think they were though. After playing Battlefield 1 and how good that looked, and then seeing this, it looks like super dynamic and fucking rad. And one thing that perked my interest was that they went with like a totally it's like a fantasy history thing going on. There's like fake arms and shit like that.
I'm gonna turn the quality down on this. This internet is not equipped.
Oh, it's just breaking you over there.
Let's try 720.
What they did was like it's like World War II, but it's not. It's like almost like steampunk World War II.
Oh, that looks
Right.
interesting.
And I was like, that's pretty neat. They're doing something. They're doing something like
Oh yeah, she had some weird like exo thing going on her
Like
hand.
the
right there.
hand.
yeah. She has a
robot.
fake. Well, it's not like robot. It's like one of those like hook hands almost. But yeah, it's like they're going with like some original idea here, and then I was like, that's neat. People will probably be excited.
to just parkour it out.
And then
oh yeah, it is just the 2-pronged hands.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I was like, man, this is cool and it's different. People will be excited. And I look at the comments and it was like, I just want World War II. Why do you do all this weird stuff? And it was like, I thought it would be like one guy, but it was a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people shitting on it.
And I was like, wait a second. Like literally like 3 months ago, I saw people going like, complaining about Call of Duty with all like the super fantasy stuff. And then they were like, they should just make, and like, but then like they were at the same time as people like saying, World War II has been played 1 million times. Mm-hmm. Why should we go back to it? Like it's been in, dozens of games.
Yeah.
And then
there are people in opposite camps. That's just how it's going to be.
It's just so much though. It's like no one's happy.
Yeah, of course. Well, not everybody's happy. Nobody can ever be happy.
Yeah, right. But it just surprised me the amount of like I didn't see actually.
There are people who don't like the best game ever.
I feel like there's a good amount. Like it should have been at least seeing some people talking about how they want to like that they liked the look of it. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like I was like fucking alone in that. When I was just like, I was all excited after seeing the trailer. And I don't think I saw a single comment.
Whoa!
After like scrolling through about 100, and no one was like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, did you see like the fucking grenade explosion in the air?
No, when she fucking clubs that dude with that, what's it called? Cricket bat with.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, it looks fun.
That was neato.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool. I mean, the one thing about me with Battlefield, anyways, is I'm not super like I love the gameplay and I love like
that's not the
visuals and whatnot, huh?
The like flaming, like how they always have the person with the like fire coming out of them or like going through their body. The orange, blips, the heat map thing. The lady on the cover for this one is not that same lady with the robot hand, or not robot hand, the prosthetic hand.
Yeah, yeah. It's
unless it's her before that happens.
Unless it's before the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I'm kind of iffy when it comes to Battlefield, just because like when you're playing Battlefield, you can't just be like, I'm gonna play a quick game of Battlefield.
Yeah,
it's like
you can.
It's like you kind of have to say, all right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna play Battlefield.
If you're gonna play a whole thing, but you can just be like, I'm just gonna hop into a server for a few minutes.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's like
no investment whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like then what's I guess you're just go around having some like popping some rounds off and you're like cool, but you don't like see your end score, you don't like get the benefit of actually playing, you won't advance like your stats or anything. So it's like
if you just love the game, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, you have to like that's why for me I'm saying it's like I don't know if I got Battlefield 1 because it was on sale and I played through the campaign and I loved it and I was like that was really fun, but it's like the gameplay I don't feel like sitting there for at like minimum an hour, because that's pretty much what it is when you're playing Battlefield. It's like the game's if you got lucky, the game would be like 40 minutes long, and then
in Battlefield 4 you could play a game in about half an hour.
Yeah, there's moments. Well, especially on the console one because they cut down the player count and it was a lot smaller.
True, that's true.
On PC though, it was like you're invested for like 40 minutes minimum.
Yeah, playing on console helps a bit.
Yeah, because it's only what is it? It's 30 on console versus instead of
18v18, so 36 people.
Oh, okay, and yeah, in fucking I want to say PC it was. I want to say it's 36.
So much more people.
It's double, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's a fucking war zone on PC. There's so many people everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say the funny thing about that is even with only 18 people on each side, the map still doesn't feel like hollow.
Yeah,
there's still action going on.
Yeah. They definitely did a great job with map design when they made these games because it's when there's like not very many people, because sometimes you'll get like 10v10 rounds, but it's still because of the way the game plays and the dynamicness of like capture points and all that stuff.
Right.
It's like people always spawn where the action is, and it's like if you have like one guy who's just running around and like taking the far points and stuff, it happens. But then it's like the action quickly starts moving everywhere. Yeah. It's like it's like, oh, they're taking C, and then 4 dudes go to C. And then, like, 2 of your guys will be like, oh, we got to back them up. Or if no one does, it's like, okay, you lost, and then enemy team takes it, and then your team comes. So it always follows the action.
Right. It takes effort to avoid people in that game.
Yeah, it takes camping and not getting kills, pretty much, to make no impact and to just be invisible.
Yeah.
Pretty much have to not
basically.
be playing.
Well, or just purposefully going around the play area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's what I'm
Basically,
saying. Like,
basically you're playing like a sniper.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you're playing a sniper and you're a good sniper, people will be like, "Oh, there's a dude who's been sniping." Right
Right,
around
no,
here.
but say you're not using a sniper kit. You're just trying to flank the enemy. You have to. You'll take like fucking 5 minutes going around the battlefield.
Yeah, right. But then, yeah, I guess it's like then you're in the action, and then it's like, okay, you could spawn again. That's what I'm saying. You're either out there doing whatever, not making an impact on the game, or you're in the fucking shit mix, and it keeps going.
Right.
So it's a pretty interesting one. But like you hate League of Legends, but that's one of my gripes with League of Legends is that you're invested when you're playing. You can't you can't just have a casual game of League.
I've never I don't really hate League of Legends. I just don't see what's fun about it. Because you spend all that time, like 40 fucking plus minutes, getting your ass whooped or whooping ass. But even then, if you're just starting out the game, you have no feedback from that game. Nothing about that game tells you what you're doing right or wrong.
Right.
It gives you an arbitrary grade at the end, like, oh yeah, you had an A+ game. It's like, well, I know that because I went like fucking 21-5 or something. I don't know. And it's like, but what did I do right? If I want to do that again against anybody,
Well,
what is the?
see, I think that's a little bit like up in the air though, because it goes by, there is play styles. The problem is, like, the big problem with League is it's old enough and it's mainstream enough that there's a way to play. But the thing is that way to play is not the only way to play, and it's not like it wasn't even meant to be the way to play. And it's like it's just what has become the meta,
Right.
and it's like the funny thing is that when a lot of stuff like
It's a lack of balance that causes that.
right, well, I mean, like one thing, it's like the one thing that happens a lot, like it's funny, that's the meta, but the things that win are things that are not the meta. Like fucking Faker, how he can basically one man himself through, and he's like the guy. Like there's times where it's just like, yeah, he can carry. Like the fact that you can carry in League kind of says that meta doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's like if meta mattered so much, like the whole like 1-1-2 or like the 2-1-2 setup or whatever you want to call it, the jungler, the top, middle, and then 2 in the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like if that really mattered so much, people couldn't fucking carry to the point where it's like one guy can pretty much make a team always win. Because it's like if you look at Overwatch, for example, it's like, okay, you can definitely help, but if your team is hot garbage and you're the fucking best player ever, it's not like you're going to just win.
Right.
It's like the only way maybe you'd win is if you were playing with people who literally had no idea how to play the game.
Also, well, it's like, yeah, like Grandmasters will fucking go down to like bronze just to like build their way back up. And yeah, they'll stomp the shit
You're right.
out of the teams up until maybe like diamond. But even then, that's like those people, the Grandmaster is like way fucking better than all of them. Like actually 6 times as good as all these bronze players.
Yeah. And it's like, but that's the thing.
But when you get even relatively close.
League of Legends, like Faker carries like solo win games in Pro League.
Right. Yeah, that will not happen in Overwatch.
You know? So that's what I'm saying. Like
Speaking
when
of Overwatch.
talking about like, saying what you did right, what you did wrong, it's kind of arbitrary in that sense because it really depends on who you are, how you play it.
Well, but see, that's what I mean. Is like the feedback from the game is not very intuitive because like in Overwatch, there's all these like different stats you can track. And,
right,
like,
but in Overwatch, you don't buy objects, you don't buy items, so it's like
right.
Like I don't play League, so I don't actually know necessarily what it shows. But if it says like you did this much damage per second and you bought these items,
not super. No, it's not.
Like
super,
if it just says these,
maybe you can. Maybe like somewhere in the game you can go over your stats. I haven't figured.
because I feel
it
like
out.
that's all you need. If it came to League, it's like here's what your kit was, and then you can always just compare your kit from this game to that game.
Well, because of the
then
format
you
of the
can
game,
see.
you need like times and shit. Like you need to be able to see what other people were doing at the same time as you.
I know you. I know they have a record of that.
But it's like you have to already like but to be able to track that in the game, you have to already be good at the game. You have to know how to play the game to be like, okay, what's this guy doing?
Yeah, there's not a tutorial in that sense. There's just a tutorial for like, this is how you move. This is what you're supposed to attack, and this is.
It doesn't even need a tutorial. It's just like
Yeah.
the way the game is played. It's hard to like learn. It's hard to figure out. You can't like. It's not as simple as like, well, this is why I failed. You would have to first like get a real good grasp on the game and then be able to study other players. So like you say you're fucking Master Yi or whatever, and there's another Master Yi jungling on the enemy team, and it's like, well, that guy beat the fuck out of me. How? If you didn't know, if you weren't already comfortable with the game enough to go against somebody like competently.
Yeah, but couldn't you say that about like almost anything?
No, because this game is hard to do that. Like it's all about like this StarCraft, like RTSs. It's that same kind of thing. But with that, you can just like be like, okay, I just have to do it as fast as possible. That is like it's less dense because there's so many items and so many ways to play League that you could just grind out StarCraft until you know this is the absolute fastest way to get 36 fucking Hydralisks on that dude.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like also you like people play differently when it comes to StarCraft, like depending on which units to play. So I mean,
yeah. Not knowing what's best is hard to do in StarCraft, but finding the fastest ways to do something.
What changes that? Like we'll use Dark Souls as an example.
What?
So like what does Dark Souls do that makes it so when you go from like say you die, what other than yourself tells you that what you did wrong or right?
Because it's all on your inputs and like what you're so you have all your stats for your items laid out, and it makes it the game makes it very hard for you to screw yourself over with your equipment. Like you could use some of the high end upgrade materials that you don't get an infinite supply of and be like, oh man, I made my scimitar plus 10 when I only get like 3 of those Titanite slabs in the main game. But you're not fucked. But just because you made your scimitar plus 10, you can build around your scimitar.
Right.
You can make your character, okay, I can be dexterity like a motherfucker. So my scimitar is now crazy badass. If I join the Dark Moon Blades, I can get the strongest buff in the game to this scimitar, and because of its particular moveset, if I get good with this moveset,
right, but you have
to
to make the mistake in the first place, and then you'd have to research how to build around that.
No,
like not necessarily online. I don't mean outward research. You have to look at the game.
You don't have to make the mistake if you just take the time because it's Dark Souls is immune to that because it's not a player versus player a strict experience.
Yeah, but I'm also saying that I was going to mention that's also a difference in the two. But my point is like, you know, you go from one game to the next and you realize that you made a mistake, and then you just don't do that on the next game because each game is its own.
But it's 40-minute investments, and it's not like you don't necessarily know what your mistake was in League of Legends is the problem. That's the thing. It's not clear enough, and it's not fluid enough. The game is complicated enough to play like dexterity wise.
That's what I'm saying though. Like what is telling you in Dark Souls that you messed up?
It's more obvious. Like you just know. Like if you go up against an enemy and you're like, you know what's killing you about that enemy, and you know what you're doing wrong because it's all on you. It's just reactions. There's nothing about that enemy that changed, but in League of Legends, because it's a PvP experience, it's like this guy's clearly doing something that I could be doing because there's that variation. Meanwhile, in Dark Souls, it's static. When you're fighting fucking Ornstein and Smeo, it's like, okay, there's 2 of them, and the reason I'm fucking this up is because I have a stupid big great shield and a big ass great sword, and I literally cannot hit them fast enough.
But then comes the idea where it's like, okay, you can build the exact same kit as someone, and then you still don't play as well as they do, and then you could assume that you built wrong, but maybe you built.
See, that's what I'm saying. You assumed that you didn't. That's not necessarily true. You only have that to work off of in League of Legends. It's too vague. Like I'm saying, the feedback of the game is not clear enough. It doesn't tell you. It's not obvious in the game what went wrong.
Interesting.
Not always. Once you get a grasp on the game, I'm sure it becomes better. Like, and once you really know how to play, like you can fucking multitask in the game. You've gotten a handle on the game. You can be like, okay, I know why this guy beat the fuck out of me. He built this, and that shits on me.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. Just I think it's like almost unfair. I feel to say that though, like that like that it's unfair to say that, you know, it doesn't give you this, so you don't know. It's like, because there's a lot of player input. It's like what works for someone might not work for another. So,
Right.
so just.
But because of
like
the imbalance.
the stats are there though in League. Like you
Yes.
can look at all of them.
Yes, but it unless you like do research outside of the game, you're not going to be able to do that on the fly effectively until you really know the game. On top of that, it's imbalanced. So there is
There is a lot of imbalance.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
There's plenty of fucking garbage tiered, like never do anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is the low end is too low. You can really have a shitty fucking build in League of Legends.
Yeah. Well, not even build. I'm just talking about straight up characters. There are characters.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
there are
yeah. If you don't
characters,
know
like,
the characters,
if you chose a character that is just literally,
yeah, there are trash tier characters.
yeah, there's like literally useless characters that
Right.
like do not do anything.
In Overwatch, there's like 2.
Which one are you talking about in Overwatch that are useless?
Currently, probably like Symmetra and Torbjorn, maybe.
Has Symmetra been updated?
Not yet. That's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
They're playing with it. I think they're balancing her out right now. They're trying to figure out like what's
You know,
fair.
that brings me to a like talking point because we were talking about, you know, player styles and whatnot. Just talking about how you were saying, oh, this person did that, and then, oh, you don't know if you're doing shit. It was Symmetra and Free for All. I was talking about this with you and some other friends before. Is that when I was playing Free for All,
Right.
and the first time I was playing it, I was just going around and I was seeing how every character feels. Then I played Symmetra, and I was like, oh, look, I found how you win in Free for All pretty much every time.
Right.
And the trick to winning is playing Symmetra. That's what I said. And literally, I've never gone under second place playing Symmetra in Free for All.
Right.
But then I saw a whole bunch of people online saying that she's literally garbage tier in Free for All, and if you want to lose, you play Symmetra. And I was like, what?
Well, yeah, because like people are going to be probably playing McCree, for example, and McCree will absolutely dominate Symmetra no matter what.
Well, that's the thing is like, but I guess I was taking too much assumption in my own like map abilities, like and just like game awareness, because what I would do is if I saw McCree or whatever, I just GTFO'd. You know, it was like, I'm not going to try to fight a McCree across the room, but what I will do is I'll place like 3 turrets here, shoot some balls at him to try to like lure him over, and then hang around the corner. And then it's like, as soon as I see that my turrets are hitting him, I fucking come out there with, you know, the beam and just, you know, do things.
You know what's great about McCree for that situation?
It's flashbang.
Flashbang will kill the turrets as well.
Yeah, that's insane. That is a good point. But that's that's the thing though, is like you just don't put yourself there.
Right.
It's like if it's like, okay,
Yeah, but if you have in any way competent McCree, he's not going to get baited. He's not going to fail.
Well, that's the thing. But if you realize that a McCree is competent, you just fuck off. You know, you're like, there's 7 other, or what is it? No, there's it's 8 people, right?
Yeah,
So it's like there's 6 other people that I could go fuck with right now.
Right.
And then that's what you do is you go, you know, you keep sneaking up on the widow that hangs out on the over arc area. You just come around the back and just keep killing her. Or you make kill rooms next to the fucking health pack so that it's like, okay,
That's a solid strategy.
it's like, oh, I know people are gonna walk here because this is where you drop down and there's a health pack, broop, 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 and then you know you put like 3 here and you put like 2 over there, and then it's like,
yeah, like I'll have games where there's a Symmetra or 2, and I'm McCree. And it's like they can't fucking touch me. But
Yeah.
I'm hurt because I got into a fight with someone. So I'm like, okay,
Someone else,
I'm going
and
to,
then a little
I'm going to the
turret
big
just
health pack. I got to
touches
get the
you.
big health pack. I only have 60 health. Oh fuck! I'm dead
done.
before I
Yeah,
can
you
reach
just
it.
make microwaves everywhere. So it's that's my point. Is like that's one of those things where it's like you could insist that Symmetra is terrible, but then it's like really you can do it.
But it at higher levels, it's probably a lot harder to win with her.
Yeah,
Because-
because now they have the ranked mode of free for all. So I should try that out. I enjoy free for all mode enough that I could play it
See how well you can do there, and how long it takes for people to just start shitting on you.
as Symmetra.
Yeah. When the hit scans get good.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too, is like because I already have good aim, so when I play soldier in free for all,
Right.
it's like playing like Call of Duty basically. That's really, it's like run around, kill people, and it works really well.
That's another one. A soldier will fucking destroy a Symmetra
Yeah.
in a free for all.
I think the worst thing about my gripe with Symmetra in regular gameplay, she's not built on a team dynamic.
She's not.
That's the problem with her, and people like insist on playing her sometimes.
And when she did have the like team oriented abilities like her shields and shit, she just wasn't good.
Right. And it's like she's not made for being a team player,
Right.
and it just that in general is her biggest flaw. It's like you have a Symmetra, it's more than likely not going to do anything. She's a very like you better have 5 good players that are like have a team comp if you have a Symmetra on your team. So it's weird. And now she's got that giant shield coming.
Yeah, as an ult. That's a weird one.
Yeah, it goes from the sky to the horizon basically.
Or something. I don't
It's
know.
like all the screenshots I've seen, it seems like it goes.
There's screenshots now?
Yeah, I've seen screenshots of it.
Oh,
Like they released it a while ago, like pictures of it and everything,
How long's a while ago?
like a month ago.
I don't know about that. I'll have to look into it because I'd never heard anything concrete about her, other than like what Jeff Goodman and them have been trying to do.
There was like a picture of it at fucking what do you call it? What's the Asian level with like all the blossoms and everything,
Blossoms and everything.
and it has the big main gate that's on the first point, and then you go into
Oh, Hanamura.
Hanamura. Yeah, in Hanamura, there was a picture of her ult, and it's taking up it shows it taking up the main choke point, the sniper nest on the top left there, where like all the Hanzos and stuff usually hang out, and then up. It's pretty crazy looking.
I will be scanning the internet looking for it.
But yeah, it's something. It's pretty cool. Like Giovanni, I know you don't play Overwatch.
Oh no, I don't.
Do you want to play Overwatch? Have you had interest in it, or is it one of those games that you're just sort of like,
I mean, the first time I was introduced to it was in the trailer. There was like a animated 9-minute teaser of I think it was like Tracer and then the ape in the spacesuit.
Yeah.
They were fighting they were in a museum and they were fighting some shadow guy.
Yeah, it's like the original
Yeah.
teaser, I think.
And it looked interesting. I thought it was going to be like a movie, kind of like Pixar or DreamWorks, but no, it comes out. It's a video game.
It's TF2 with women.
Yeah, and I'm not a big multiplayer gamer,
I
so
see.
I've kind of been lagging on getting on that. But I mean, it looks interesting. I like the character designs, especially the ape in the.
It's a pretty good game. I'd say it's one of the more competitive online games. So if you're not looking to play something like seriously, I don't know if I could recommend it as like a casual player, because it's to the point now where it's if you're not playing or trying to play well, you're gonna just be with salty people. Like even like, okay, let's say you don't play well, and it's like it matches you up with other players that don't play well. Those other players think they play well, and they'll just be shitting on each other.
Oh, I see.
It's all just a bunch of hate flying around.
Surprisingly, I see a lot of people in Quick Play that do not have competitive placements done, like any season.
Oh, this just never played competitive
Yeah.
ever.
There's actually quite a big
They've got
casual
like
scene.
they're like level 600 something.
Yeah, there's quite a big casual scene.
There's definitely a big casual scene, but it just seems like even players playing casual still take the game seriously. It's kind of like how Brenda, she played a whole bunch, but she was like afraid of playing ranked when she was playing League of Legends.
League.
In League of Legends, it's like she played for like 4 years, but she never played ranked, and it was because she was afraid.
It's funny.
Then she finally played ranked, and I think she plays it pretty often now. But it's like maybe the same thing was going on with people on Overwatch, where it's just like, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play right now.
Yeah, that might be a factor. People are afraid of ranked.
I don't blame them, honestly, because it's like you can't be bronze if you never rank.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking
Yeah,
No
you
one
know,
do.
it's like you can't be bad if you don't know you're bad. But yeah, it's overall it's an interesting thing. So Giovanni, do you have games that have been interesting your eyeballs?
Like games that are coming up.
Coming out, have came out, but you haven't picked up yet.
Oh, I mean, I saw. I think it was like last time. It was teasers for The Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah.
that looks interesting, and I'm looking forward to see if anything is announced.
That's definitely gonna be some E3
Yeah.
stuff, because they had the main teaser last E3, right? Or
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
the PlayStation
Yeah.
experience?
I think it was for the PlayStation thing, but it was interesting.
No, it was E3.
E3.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean the cutscenes look really good. Looking forward to seeing how the graphics will progress and how the story will follow through.
I loved the first one.
Yeah, the first one was fun. It was like moving the ladders around a lot. But I really
Moving the ladders and dumpsters.
Yeah.
They explain a great game badly. You move dumpsters and ladders around.
yeah. But I do like how it kind of felt like a show where there was like the seasons.
Oh yeah.
You know, there was you and Tess in the first area, and then later on you move on to the other guy, and then you're with the brother, and then there's a winter season.
It is really cool. Like it's like episodes and
Yeah,
like you said,
very episodic. I really enjoyed that.
it's pretty cool. It's almost like a mini series.
Yeah, like it
It's-
could have been a series, something to watch.
It's like not quite a full on TV show that you would watch during mainstream, but like one of those ones. It's what are some examples I'm thinking of that it's like they come out.
well, like something on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix does it where
Yeah.
it's like they come out with a series and it's got 6 or so episodes and then
Like a mini series.
that's the chunk. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed the gameplay. The enemies were really cool. I like the designs. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to the sequel. I mean, one thing that I'm holding out on, but which I know isn't going to happen, is a Dead Space 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a really big Dead Space fan, but
I loved that game. I didn't
Yeah.
play 3, but 2 and 1.
yeah, 2 and 1 are great.
Yeah, I heard 3 was actually still fun. I heard the one thing I definitely saw was that the graphics got lower in 3 than they were in 2.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, no, 3 felt kind of a disappointment. I mean, it was still fun. There's still some good bits in it, but it changed to like, you're shooting other shooters. The enemies have guns.
Yeah.
And, it didn't feel like it progressed in any way. But I don't know. I'd like a 4, but I heard the team was disbanded.
Yeah, for Dead Space 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in April.
It's Visceral Games, I think.
Yeah, so it's all kind of who knows what's going to happen. I mean, who knows? We might see it, but that's the thing is EA I think is focused on Anthem right now.
Yeah.
And they've been making a lot of money with it's EA does Rainbow Six, right? I believe so. I'm not mistaken.
Aren't they doing Battlefront?
Yeah, they're doing Battlefield and they do Battlefront. There's Rainbow Six Siege, which I know has been like super popular. I'm pretty sure that's EA. I for some reason my mind's telling me, okay, no, I was wrong. Yeah, it's Ubisoft. I get Ubisoft and EA kind of blend sometimes, like on their sideline titles. And Rainbow Six for some reason was pulling me off to the side as an EA title. I don't know why. No, that's totally different studio, so we're getting mixed up here.
Right. Red Dead 2
Yes.
looks really good.
That one is gonna be incredible. Like it's good. Rockstar, I don't like. What games has Rockstar fucked up? Like when I try to think about it,
They fucked up.
like yeah, it's like even games that no one played, like Chinatown Wars, were still fucking highly rated and loved by people who played it. Old fucking table tennis was actually pretty cool for what it was. It's like if you expected anything other than table tennis, you were disappointed. But
No, yeah, they're the good company.
yeah, it's like I can't really think of Rockstar games that were bad. So and Red Dead Redemption 1, it was great.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
So
Music, the visuals, the gameplay. It's really fun.
this is Witcher 3 soundtrack going on. We're getting into
Ooh,
some of the more
fighting a dragon or something.
yeah, some of the more special music.
It's like you're going through a village.
What are you looking at, Miguel?
I'm still trying to find images of that Symmetra ult.
Symmetra.
Oh, I see.
So far, all I found is some dude being an asshole and posting pictures. But it looks just like this one mock-up that this guy made. So I'm skeptical on any pictures. If it's not by fucking Jeff Goodman or what's his face?
You're just like, nah.
Yeah. God damn it. The Asian dude. I forget his name. Oh, yeah, here he says. He goes, I found the images, but I realized that they were Photoshopped.
Maybe the ones I saw were photoshopped, and I was mistaken.
Is that something they would announce?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
In EA?
Any...
E3, sorry.
Oh, at E3? No.
No, not
This
E3.
is just a minor game balance tweak thing.
Like on their website, they'd probably say.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy that's behind it all is just talking about it on the forums. So anytime we get new news on it, it's from him.
But
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you ever play Rage?
Me?
Yeah.
I have it on my Steam, but I've yet to touch it. It looks fun though. It looks like Mad Max kind of.
Right. And
some
so the
kind
funny thing about Rage though is it wasn't super well received.
Mm-hmm.
Like people were kind of meh about it. But Rage 2 is coming out. Rage
Oh,
2,
wow.
Rage 2 was announced. And I'm actually kind of hopeful for it because I didn't fully play Rage. I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was actually kind of neat from what I did play. I was only able to play at a friend's house, and then I just never bought it myself. But I think what makes it stand out is that id has been doing freaking fantastic recently with Doom 2016 and with Wolfenstein reboot with New Order and New Colossus.
Yes.
So it's I haven't played New Colossus. I'm waiting for the Switch version, which is coming out this summer. But yeah, it's like the fact that they've done those amazing games. It's like, okay, I'm hopeful that now it's this team, this whole group that are, going through Rage, that it might be pretty amazing.
Yeah, the first one, how long ago was that?
2009, I think.
Damn, was it that long ago already?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I remember that having a little bit of hype.
It had
And then
a lot of
completely-
hype. It had a ton of hype because it went into so Rage 1 came out in 2010, November 17th. But it went into limbo when the original Rage was being made. It was it was being made, then id stopped doing things, and then they teamed up with Bethesda, and then it was okay, well, this happened, and then it went into a different development, and then it finally came out. It was kind of like what happened with Metal Gear Rising, how there was Metal Gear Solid Rising, and then that actually got canceled. The whole thing dropped, and then it got picked back up and then retooled, and it became
Revengeance.
and then it became Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. So, that's basically what happened with Rage. It was here it is, nah, okay, but here it is again. Kind of like what's happened with Kingdom Hearts, where it's the original Kingdom Hearts 3 that was teased at the end of 2 ended up becoming Birth by Sleep, and it's which is always funny to me because people are I've been waiting 10 years for Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's the game that was teased to you actually came out. What you saw at the end of 2 that was oh man, that's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3 is came out 6 years ago.
Wow.
So actually, it's not that long ago, but yeah, it's still long enough. I think actually Birth by Sleep might have been that long
Yeah.
ago. Let's take a look. I know that but that's the thing is Birth by Sleep that was 2010. Fuck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah,
I remember that being out a long time
I forgot
ago.
that I couldn't remember if it was on the Vita and stuff, but no, it was the PSP.
PSP,
Yep, that's what was teased.
which is why
too.
I missed it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I never had a PSP.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's okay, the game that you were waiting for got turned into a different game. You still got games in between. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a weird one though, because it's still they keep being it's coming out. When the Xbox One and PS4 first came out, they were yeah, it's gonna come out on Xbox One and it's gonna come out on PS4 and it's gonna come out soon. It's we're actually well into the console cycle to where recently they even said that PS4 is in its ending stages of console life, and that they're going to be looking towards the next one. Yeah, that happened this week. It was announced. They said that PS4 is entering the end of its life cycle. Let me get that exact point up.
Did they say how long it has?
They didn't say exactly. I think they said looking at 2021 for replacement, or phasing out. I think was the words they use.
Right.
And that just means that most likely PS5 will end up being 2019 or 2020.
Right.
And then they phase out the main production of PS4 a year or so after the PS5 comes out. But what's weird about that is I'm kind of skeptical on console generations in general.
Yeah.
Because I feel that's a dying concept,
Right.
especially with the Xbox One X. It's
Yeah.
we got an upgrade, And then they started making it fully backwards compatible. They're adding more and more Xbox original titles onto it. The 360 library is almost complete as far as like anyone's concerned. There's probably some. I know there's a lot of games that aren't on there, but it's like games that you would actually think about going back and playing unless you're Andrew are on there, like already to play. I don't mean that as mean to Andrew, but he plays a lot of niche games. So it's like there's moments where he's like, "Oh, this isn't playable." F. But March 2021 is. However, the company plans to crouch down until March 2021. They don't actually go into detail on whether or not replacement will happen at then or earlier or what. But yeah, I don't know how that's gonna be handled necessarily, because I just feel like saying PlayStation 5 and not like an ecosystem of, building up off of PS4 or just a game station, essentially.
Right. I can easily see PlayStation maintaining their naming convention, but it just becoming not new consoles entirely anymore. It's just PlayStation 5 is just the better PlayStation. The games that come out will probably still be released for PS4, PS5 for a long time. It's just like the Xbox One X situation where it plays better on PS5, but they still are the same market.
But then that's not a PS5 anymore, though.
Well, but it is. It's just like graphics cards. I feel like that's the type of situation there will be. Almost like budget PCs is what consoles will become. That's what I would expect and hope for, because it's like then the Xbox One X will become the Xbox 100 maybe, and then the Xbox 110, 120, and so on.
Oh yeah, like how Nvidia does.
Okay, maybe 1000, then 1100. So you avoid looping over 360 again.
Oh yeah.
Funny. Or the Xbox 10 or something, but then that would be confusing because X. I don't know, but they would find.
Xbox
I'm sure
X.
Yeah,
Xbox X.
I mean, they already got the Xbox One.
XX Xbox XX.
Yeah, it's just a gamer tag now.
Yeah.
But I could easily see that being like, because that just seems like a much better market. Is that you stretch out the lifespans of the consoles first off by what's the word? Supporting previous versions, like how the Xbox One and Xbox One X games still play together.
Right.
You're on the same network. You play on PUBG. You're playing people that are playing on their Xbox One, people that are on their One S, people on their One X. They're all playing PUBG together, for example, or Fortnite, whatever.
Yeah.
So when the Xbox 1000 comes out or whatever, it'll just be another part of that family,
and then eventually the older
and
ones
eventually,
fade out.
yes, the old Xbox One will stop being compatible with new games.
See, that's like Microsoft has done it with the Xbox. They've basically said we're no longer doing console generations. We'll do antiquity. It's like if a game still plays on the Xbox One in 10 years, it'll probably still play on Xbox One. The original launch, like if someone comes out with an indie title on Xbox, it'll still play on an Xbox One.
Right.
I see that being a reality. And it's like, and if it doesn't run on Xbox One, I mean, tough shit.
It'll be like how games have minimum requirements now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you need an Intel.
You need
this.
Yeah, like how when you have an iPhone, like iPhone specifically says you need iPhone 6 Plus or higher.
Yes.
You need an iPhone 7.
That's an even better analogy because it's a single line. Of hardware.
It's like they can't do that with Android because it's like Android is
you just need the Android operating system and these specs.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you need at least Android Nougat or newer.
Right.
There's that, and then plus this, because it's like they can't even say Nougat or newer because there's stuff on Nougat that has like 1 gigabyte of RAM because you bought a budget Android phone and whatnot.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like when you get an Android game, you don't know if it's going to run or not until you start playing it.
Right.
Whereas on iPhone, it's like you need,
as long as it's this iPhone or higher.
It's like this. You need this version of iOS,
and consoles can do the same thing.
Yeah. So I see that happening. I'm skeptical though about calling it PlayStation 5. I feel like
that naming convention could get confusing because then people are like, it'll be the opposite of the Wii and the Wii U. They'll be like, oh, but it's a different thing, right? You need new games for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, no, So all the GameStop employees will have to be like, actually,
you can still play these games on your PS4, but not all games will work on your PS4, or
Right.
like not all of them, they won't look as good, or it's like these ones just won't run. You know?
right, exactly.
There's like a point.
So it's like I would be fine with every maybe like 3 years a stronger version of the console comes out
to buff it
so
up.
that way maybe like 9 years from now, the one you bought brand ass new is now what's the word defunct,
Obsolete.
See,
yeah, obsolete. There you
I
go.
have an interesting thought too on Nintendo on this too, because like they got the Switch,
right.
and it's like okay, the Switch was a success,
Mm-hmm.
so they're definitely going to phase out the 3DS now,
Right.
and okay, they'll be able to focus on
Yeah,
just
they've
the
already
Switch.
started on that.
And they've hybrided their line of portable and home. But they
the
like
only thing that's harmful too is like DS developers because they've invested so much in that architecture.
oh yeah,
So it's like if you're a studio that just makes 3DS games, it's like, oh well, I guess we got to learn the Switch now.
yeah. Well, I mean, at least the Switch is super easy to code on and everything. It's
True.
It's basically a computer.
But you have to, but you do have to re-gear your entire company if that's the company.
That's
you-
true. You'd have to start building are there people who just build for 3DS and not
definitely.
like Steam as well?
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
That's my point. It's like because if you're already building for like Steam and whatnot, you've already got the
Essentially,
you've got
you
the
have
Switch.
yeah.
Because the Switch it's straight up
Other
PC
than-
hardware.
Yeah, other than like more specific or more fine-tuned hardware.
Yeah, like
communication
there's still
stuff.
some bits to it. Like that's why games take a little bit of tweaking to go on Switch. Like let's face
Right.
it, Wolfenstein is almost a full
Essentially, you
year's
just have
delay.
to port your games now.
Yeah, and then we're getting a delay on Dark Souls. It's not coming out this week with everything else. It's coming out. It's
can
coming
already
out this
play.
summer.
You can already play it on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at it yesterday. You can play the game already.
Yeah, they already tossed it on there, and then it's not coming out until this next Thursday.
It's
I believe
tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming out tomorrow for
Yes.
every other thing except for Switch.
Right.
Switch is getting it, I believe, in July. I'm not
I
certain.
don't know. There's no definite release date. I was looking into it yesterday.
Yeah.
Cool thing because I have Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition on Steam already. The remaster is only $20
Oh, that's cool.
on Steam for me. Also, if you have that discount, you can buy multiple copies of the game at that discount
Oh, and just give them to homies and stuff.
and gift them.
That's funny.
So I feel like that's probably a thing people are already doing. Is like, here, I'll buy it for you for $30.
Oh
So
yeah,
they're pocketing $10.
make $10.
Yeah,
Fucking middleman that shit.
yeah.
What is it, 40 if you just buy it from Steam?
Yep.
Okay, so it's like you're saving 10, I'm making 10,
Exactly.
and then you buy more copies with the money that you made buying copies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a funny one to do.
I wonder if there's anything in the terms of service about that. I should probably get in on that.
Probably. I mean, that's well, Steam has gifting, so it's not against the
Yeah.
Steam terms of service.
Exactly.
That's funny that the discount stays for multiple copies.
That's what I'd heard. At least I haven't tried it myself.
They
but
might
somebody
they might
said
just
that.
they might just patch that like quick, like okay, you only get one.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker, getting all pissed.
Or if it detects that you have the remaster in your inventory, it doesn't give you the discount anymore.
you just don't withdraw it yet. You keep it as a fucking icon in your bag,
Yeah, right.
and then you redeem it when you finally buy like 30 of them.
When you've done your share.
Yeah.
So you having a good time, Giovanni?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm actually enjoying it. Hearing the conversation, I'm like, oh, okay.
He's
he's still a listener.
He watches our show. So
Really?
yeah. So
Oh.
so now he's just in it.
You fucking sweetheart.
Oh,
Yeah. He's such a gem.
We were joking about that before the show. He's like, long time listener, first time participant. And I was like, you're full of shit.
it's like,
You don't
where are
listen-
you when it's live?
Yeah, you don't listen to this fucking show.
Like, no, when I have time.
Okay. Brenda clarifies. She's like, I don't play rank often anymore. She's like, but I did for a while.
Since the new Dark Souls reboot or remaster's coming out, would that be a good time to get in?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, get it. And
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, because he's got
get
it.
started on your fucking journey because
got
2
it.
and 3 are on PS4 and Xbox One already.
Well, he doesn't have a current gen system.
Oh well, fuck it. It's all on Steam.
Yeah. He has a fucking 970 and everything now too. So he's,
Oh yeah, you can play them then.
Yeah?
yeah,
Yeah, easy.
easy, super easy. Like I'm
It's
not
like
I'm
Dark
not
Souls
kid-
3. Dark Souls 3 will probably run like maybe like 50
If you're on
I don't
what
know.
like ultra, if you lower the settings a little bit, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I guess. But there's a lot of particle effects and nice stuff about the game you
Well,
want to see.
I was like, I'm not kidding though, Giovanni. Like you can basically play every game out.
Yeah,
you for
I
sure
have a
actually you for
970.
sure can
okay.
play every game that's
And I
out.
play I play fucking
There's
everything.
there's no game out right now that you couldn't play. I mean, yeah, you have to lower
Comfortably.
the settings, but it's like you won't even have to play minimum on. I don't think any game you'd have to play minimum with a 970 at this point.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's the most intensive game I've run on that thing? I don't know. Overwatch, I play on full max ass settings and it gets 70 FPS still.
Oh wow,
So
it's pretty good.
yeah,
We're getting to the end of the show. We
right
got
on.
got a little bit. Well,
We spent a lot of that first half talking about movies and whatnot, but
it's the kind of gaming show.
true. We intended for that.
Yeah, I specifically was coming into this like we're gonna be talking about Marvel movies because that's the fucking hot biscuit right now.
Yeah, we don't have the viewership to have complaints about that yet.
That's true.
But if we did,
We've
it
got
would probably
babby viewership.
I'd probably be apologizing right now.
I feel like it's relevant though because we're the kind of gaming show because basically the
It's
show
our
is
focus.
The show is nerd.
Yeah,
That's really
basically.
what we are. We're a nerd show and comic books and that is nerd.
Yeah,
stuff.
we should have gone more generic with the name, like
I
Jack
thought
of all
so.
nerds, like Mike.
Yeah, right. I was thinking that too. Like I was like, really, you're just going only gaming? Because I was like, we're kind of all nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually worried when we first made the show that we wouldn't talk about tabletop gaming. But it was like, no, that's gaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
But that's the thing. It's like a lot of times when people say gaming, they think
Video games.
Mountain Dew, Doritos, and video games.
Well,
All right.
thanks for joining us,
Yep.
everybody that did. We had fun. I hope you did too. This has been the Kind of Gaming Show on chaoticradio.com. Good night. We love you.
Hey, you stole my line,
Oh yeah, it's yours. My bad. I thought that was Andrew's.
bitch.
I was trying to do his thing. Go ahead.
We love you.